So it's only about midday today, June 10th. Our son's coming over. Heidi might swim. So I'm going to take some time before they get here and show you guys these tomatoes and show you how I prune them. Now, it's pretty late in the season right now. So I'm going to be a lot more careful than I would be so I don't cut anything off. Some of this stuff that I cut off can produce fruit, but we don't want it to because you found the babies? We don't want it to because it hurts the overall growth of the plant and the size of the tomatoes. But we're going to do things a little different this time. Let's see what's the best shot so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, so down in here I got a couple different pruners. They both have fairly sharp points on them. This has got a little for bigger things, and this is for smaller ones. Now you gotta be real careful, so don't be afraid to get into your work. Now, all this stuff coming out of the ground that's extra, we don't want any of that. I like to lay it back down. See, like this one right here. See here. Yeah, it's getting some fruit. You can see it right here. It starts down here. And I don't like anything down here. So all this leaves, everything down here that can get splashed with water is going to get taken out. This guy right here came up and he's making fruit. We're going to cut everything except for the fruit off. These little guys right here, all this stuff right here are just suckers. Okay? You want your fruit to come right off this main stalk, like right here, where that first fruit is. Now, since this is producing fruit, since I got to it late, I'm going to let this go. But I'm going to trim all these little leaves off so that all this branch right here, it'll just concentrate on this fruit. Okay? Now, normally we would... Normally... If I can get you back here so you can see. Normally we would get to this way before any of this happened. So, my fault. Like this one right here, it's got fruit on it too. But this is going away. This little guy is going away. Any of this stuff is going away. These extra shoots here, they're going away. We don't want this to grow anymore. We just want it to get this fruit, and that's it. Now, you don't have to deal with this. See, it's got fruit. Two different things of fruit on there. If you get to this early enough. Okay? Now, this sucker here is coming off. This leaf, pretty low, it's coming off. All this stuff I'm just going to lay right back down here as a mulch. This little leaf and this little sucker here, it's coming off. Try not to rip anything. And cut the stuff that's going to get wet. So, this guy here, it's got to go. See, some of these blossoms have already died because they're not getting enough nutrition because this plant's gone too crazy. So, let's see, this guy has got fruit on it. Just going to trim all these little things off. That guy's got fruit. And these are all from suckers that should never even have been here. Oh, yeah, see this? The leaf goes down into the ground. That sucker should have been cut off. They take on, they're a whole nother plant, so they take a lot of energy away from the main plant. Your plant, this tomato here that you planted, will make plenty of tomatoes. You don't need all this extra stuff going on at the same time. Trim this one. You know, it's not low. It's got a lot going on down here. That's why it's good to do this early. I don't like leaves that cross. Just kind of being selective on what I want to cut. I gotta leave enough that it's gonna get enough sunlight on everything, but I don't need to leave so much that it has stuff it doesn't really need, like this guy right here. Make sure and take off all these little guys up here so we don't have any more of this stuff going on. See this one here, it's made of, you can see here where it's made two different main trunks. Now those are good, but these little suckers that we're leaving, these are not good. The double main is good. Here's another double main probably. That's probably good. Here's another double main. That's okay. But you don't want all this stuff. Now I'm not saying cut this off because it's not going to produce tomatoes. It'll produce tomatoes. But you don't want them on there. You're going to end up with problems. There's lots of things that can happen. Rot. Not getting enough nutrients. Lack of calcium. All kinds of stuff. So just because it can do it doesn't mean that's what you want. Okay, so just to reiterate or to re-show, here's your main trunk. Cut off all the bottom branches. This is our first sucker. I left this leaf just because I liked it. Here's our main trunk here. Here's our second sucker. So we have two suckers here, one here and one here. We left both these on because there's fruit. But I cut off most of the leaves on this first sucker and most of the leaves on the second sucker. Now right above where this fruit's at, this is where it's going to continue to vine. So we want to snip this. Now there's more fruit here, but I'm going to snip this right here. And that'll stop this growth. This will just stop right there at that fruit. Now, if you get to a point where you're questioning which branch to cut, follow your main vine up and always leave the ones on your main vine before you go to your suckers. These are going to be the ones that are your best fruit. Okay, so we have fruit here, we have fruit here, and we have more fruit up here. And so we're going to let this one continue to grow. This will be our main vine all the way up. The rest of them you want to snip off right above where the last fruit is, if you didn't get them early enough. Now normally we would have just cut these, and this main vine would be about an inch thick right now instead of 3 small ones. I don't think I need that one. Alright, I'm going to go through and make sure I don't have any more of these suckers I don't want. Looks like I got them all now. Nice fruit there. Beautiful. Alright, now let me figure out what this is. This is our Cherokee. Alright, let's go see what the rest of these are. Now these are all going to get pruned the exact same way because these are all indeterminates. Our Roma tomatoes I just let go. I don't prune them at all. I have pruned them before, but this is another Cherokee. It does have a tomato on it all as well right here. Can you see that? This is our celebrity tomato. This is the other celebrity tomato. This is a new one for us this year. This is what they call the German Johnson. German Johnson. Does have tomatoes on it already. Right there. Can you see it? German Johnson. Another one. I'm going to come through and prune all these all the same way. This is our Rutger. It's got a tomato right there. This is the other Rutger. This one here is the beefsteak. Mr. Tomato, you're such a beefsteak. And this one here. You see the flowers on top there? This might be a beefsteak too. Yep, this is the beefsteak, which I think these are called beef masters, but they are a beefsteak. Man, these look so neglected to me. Got all the stupid, crazy stuff going on in here. Oh, there's a tomato. I like these to be clean and organized. Alright, let's see here. Mountain bush. That's another mountain bush. And down here we have it's hiding on me. This is an Arkansas Traveler. Another new one for us this year. Arkansas Traveler. It's got a little tomato on there. It looks like a Roma tomato. It is starting to rain. That's cool. Another Arkansas Traveler. It's got tomatoes on it already. Cute. First time growing these. And then we have this guy. Another Arkansas Traveler. And this guy came up voluntarily. So, some of them are just starting, but definitely look good. By the end of the season, they'll be taller than these cages. 1 to 3 pound tomatoes. How exciting. So, alright, so there you have it. Tomatoes are pruned. Some of the reasons to do it early is, 1, it's easier. 2, you don't have to go through the heartache of cutting so much of your tomato off. Makes you feel better about the whole situation. And 3, it doesn't get so confusing in there. Some of that's really hard to figure out what to cut and what to leave. So if you do it early and you just follow that main lineup, you'll get what you want. Make sure you're cutting off all the leaves off this main line. Anything that's coming out, at least for the first, I'd say 10 to 12 inches sucker wise, cut those off. After that, if you want to leave them, you can. They will take energy from your plant, which can cause all kinds of different problems, malnourishment and disease in the plant, and lots of different things. They can get weak and they can't fight it. I'm already having a few little issues like that brown spot. So make sure you do it early, and you'll have a great turnout. Trust me. Patience is the key. But these are going to be some of the best tomatoes you ever grew. So have patience. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and we'll see you next time. Keep growing something.